Good morning, everybody. It is 11:01, and I call to order the Saline County Commission Public Forum and Meeting for September 20th, 2016 to order. I would ask everybody to stand and join me in a flag salute and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will the secretary call the roll?
Chairman Chadwick.
Here.
Commissioner Guile is absent today. Commissioner Price.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
And of course, I'm Lucy Larson.
And you are here. All right. Normally we'll start with the public forum because I do see the gentleman that is here that's about the lease. We'll report that the commission voted 4-0 not to accept any of the bids for the lease upstairs, and we will keep it as ag lands. But we'll move on to the public forum where citizens may speak on county government, usually limited to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to come forward at this time?
Yes, I'd like to talk about that so I can at least get my report back to the
Sure.
Okay,
to
just
the
give us
folks.
your name and address.
Brandon Rudkin, 8758 West Havenhurst Court. That's in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
Was there any reasoning why you didn't accept the offer?
I think that looking at it, the intent, my position on this, I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody else, but my position was, in kind of thinking about it, the intent of the donation from Mr. Oliver Haig, is that the correct way, was to keep this ag land. Although legally we could have accepted that, I kind of went back to the original intent. I think that there were some other conversations, and I'll let the others kind of speak to it in a moment, that you know, for the amount of money that was going to be there, you know, the potential to harm our farm leases kind of outweighed the money. So if anybody else would like to speak.
I think that was my main thought. It was $5,000 for 3 years to jeopardize a $30,000 a year lease for the farmland.
It's not going to jeopardize any farm lease. We don't jeopardize with any current tenants. I mean, we lease all the time with folks who have farmland. We're looking at an acre to an acre and a half of actual land that is used for a drill site location, pad, tank, battery, everything.
And
an acre
roads.
to an acre and a half.
And roads, too.
Yes, all within that acre to an acre and a half. So for $5,000, over $5,000 for that is a considerable offer for just the acre to an acre and a half. We're not going to drill on 480 acres and completely wipe out your ability to farm or use this land for agricultural purpose. You still hold the same agricultural purpose for this land. We are just leasing the minerals.
Okay.
And I think my opinion was, if I personally owned the land, I would probably use the money to pay my taxes, you know.
Sure, and that's what these folks are doing.
But as we said, because it was a donation from Oliver Haig, and we use that money, we're trying to keep the land as it was intended for, because if we could legally, it said we could sell the land. We could sell the land, but yet we're trying to do what he, you know, and Oliver as an individual probably would have done the same, but that's an individual and it's not a county.
As an individual, he's right here. I mean, he signed a lease for this land. I mean, his signature's right here. So he would have intended this land to be used for these type of purposes. I mean, for the ability for economic benefit for the folks in Saline County. And the folks down there in this project area are asking for this project. They're wanting this project. They know it's fair market value, and they're using this money for tax purposes. And this isn't the only amount of money you all would receive. I mean, hypothetically, if you were to get that acre and an acre and a half used, and they do drill, hopefully they're throwing a parade for the county, because possibly you guys could make millions of dollars a month. I mean, I've seen folks with an 8th royalty lease, you know, drill 300 yards from a producing well that was only producing a quarter barrel a day and go to 1,700 barrels a day. And became millionaires overnight.
And we still have that opportunity down the road if something happens.
And here's the thing, right now, there will in January there'll be a new set of commissioners. There'll only be one current commissioner, and you could come back with that. But we've already made that decision, and we voted on it, and there's no turning around now that I mean, you know, it was a 4-0 vote.
I mean, I understand
So,
that you've
you know,
could
you
maybe
could
feel
come
like
back-
you've
you could
wasted
come
your
back
time, and I appreciate you coming here, but, you know, the more I thought about it, the original intent of Mr. Haig, I think, overweighs the dollar amounts.
And the next commissioners could be different on it, but we've already voted. It's kind of a
I
done
would
deal.
hope so, I mean, because it's fair market value for an oil and gas lease. I hope you all
we're not
understand that.
asking for more, so this isn't a ploy to ask
No.
for more.
So you guys are okay with the idea, but if you, if
No,
if
we're not okay
No,
with
the
that.
idea is what we're not okay
No,
So
we're
if we
not
paid you
okay.
$100
Yeah.
an acre, you
That-
guys
it
would say
doesn't-
no.
It doesn't matter.
We're
Is
not
that-
we're
is
not we're not
that
trying
where
we're
you
not
stand?
trying we're not
Yeah.
negotiating. So
Yeah.
Oh, no,
But
that's
the-
fine. I just want to put you
Yeah,
on
right.
so my client knows.
Right.
If we paid you guys $200 an acre, you
Right.
guys would
It's
still
not.
absolutely say, you guys all four would vote no.
No.
this commission will.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
all right, well,
And that was the key word, this commission.
Yeah, because like I
Okay.
said, in not long in January, it'll change, and you could come back and talk to them about it. So,
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
thank you.
Is there anybody else who would like to come forward for the public forum?
Ray Ruska, 235 North Santa Fe. There's been a lot of controversy here recently about the Pledge of Allegiance at football games. I think Jerry Jones from the Dallas Cowboys solved that issue. He's got them on a stage. He pays them. If they don't do what he says, he fires them. That's probably as good of an equation as it can be. And Goodell, you know, the NFL guy that runs the NFL, he says it's okay. Well, personally, I don't believe it's okay. I think we ought to be respecting our country because they're disrespecting it in public. Anyway, I just thought I'd toss that out. If anybody's got an opinion about that, please feel free to say something.
Appreciate your comments.
and I think this commission will have the Pledge of Allegiance as long as we're here. The next commission can do what they want to do.
Anybody else would like to come forward at this time? Seeing none, I'll move on to regular business. Item number 1, approve agenda for the public forum as presented.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 2, approval of the county commission minutes for September 13th, 2016.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, we accept the county commission minutes of September the 13th, 2016 as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Item number 3, resolution 16-2203, appoint members to the Community Corrections Advisory Board. Staff comments by Annie Grievous, Community Corrections Director.
Good morning. I'm just here, I guess I'm seeking approval to make appointments to our Community Corrections Advisory Board of Claudette Humphrey, Kevin Ellis, and Jeff Adams. They all filled out expression of interest forms and have been reviewed by County Commission and have been approved by the County Commission. And so I'm here to make that final approval to put them onto the board. We did notify those 3 because I want them to attend
Good,
this week's board meeting. Plus, we have some training and things I need to set up with them. So with our kind of work schedule, we need to get them going. But excited to have them on. Think they'll all be great members to our board, and just appreciate you taking the time and the effort you did into this to thoughtfully think this out. And I'm excited to get them started.
And that's Thursday, the meeting?
Yes,
their
Thursday at
first one?
noon at Community Corrections.
Okay, that was my question, if you've asked them, and so I'm
We
glad
did. We
to-
sent letters out and made phone call and text with them, and only one cannot attend because of a previous, we didn't give them much notice, but excited to have them all on.
And the commission did meet and informally pick these 3 last week, and this is just the formal action. So is there any public comment on this? Commission action?
Mr. Chair, I move we appoint Claudette Humphrey, Jeff Adams, and Kevin Ellis to the Community Corrections Advisory Board for a term of 2 years, beginning July the 1st, 2016, and ending July the 30th, 2018. June 30th, 2018.
I'll second.
All right, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 4-0.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you very
Can I
much.
Do we have time? Can I just make 2 comments?
Yeah, we got.
Not regarding board.
We got
Something
plenty
completely
of time,
different.
actually.
I thought I'd have a few minutes. I always like a little stage, so I'll just take advantage of a couple of things. The first thing is that it says on your agenda, and I notified, but I don't think it was a big deal to anybody. But we do not have a jail population committee meeting tomorrow. We discussed that at the last committee meeting. I had to move that over till next Wednesday. That was done a month ago, approved by the committee. But I just wanted to make sure if the citizen is reading this and thinks that we have a jail population committee meeting, we do not. It's next Wednesday at noon at my office, 227 North Santa Fe, Suite 202. Just want to remind that. And then I want to just plug the Kansas Appleseed, and it really is called that. It's Kansas Appleseed Forum tonight. Judge Thrower hooked St. Francis and Community Corrections up with them months ago to plan a forum. It's similar to our stakeholders meeting that we held over a month ago, or about a month ago, but we have helped and coordinated this forum. It's going to be very interesting. There's some presenters from out of state that I think will be key to our juvenile justice reform and trying to engage your community in the Reform Act, which is critical. But also, in addition to that, we put together a panel of presenters that will talk specifically about programming within our community and how the juvenile justice reform is impacting those programs and what they're doing and wanting to see as benefits to this and improvements. So I'm excited to hear from them. But also we have a youth and a parent involved in the system. And what we've been hearing over many years is that once a youth gets involved in the system, they never get out. They feel like they are always, always in this juvenile justice system. And so we have a youth that we have on in our program right now, and a parent that has been in the system in multiple areas of the justice system as a parent of a youth. And so I'm really excited about the panel. There's some good questions. I got Todd Heitschmidt to moderate. So I pulled all my cards and got all my people to do this stuff, and I'm just excited. I also want to thank everybody I called and contacted to help with this forum, even though it is not our own community forum. It's more of a national level group coming in, accepted I just couldn't be more grateful. They were very accommodating to me, and so I want to thank them publicly. But it's tonight, 5 to 7 at South High Auditorium.
That's what, at South
Yeah, I was going to get to that eventually.
No, that's good.
Yeah, so anyway, I just want to say that.
Very good.
Thank you.
We like announcements, and that's fine.
I've got a kind of little announcement of,
Sure.
It's kind of a comment announcement. Last week, the building authority, he was standing back there and kind of reminded me that they talked about whether to take the signs down or not. And I'm not on that board, but I'd like to give my opinion. We've discussed that for years, ever since I've got in here as a commissioner 3.5 years ago. If we would decide not to put security, even if we move security down from upstairs, that would really put a burden on those people upstairs, where right now it's just really not nearly as many people that come in the courthouse. I don't know if you'd not be able to bring your cell phones. You probably wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to bring your cameras. There's a lot of, of course you can bring a gun, not supposed to anyway, and they said something about an amount of dollars, and I think that amount of dollars would probably be 3 or 4 times higher than what they said it's going to be. There's a lot of consideration to that, and I just want the public to be aware that, I was watching TV the other night, and they said something about, well, you can't believe everything you see on the news. Well, you can't believe everything you see on the news, and you can't believe everything you read in the paper. And I just want you to know that, and I think Rita would back me, it's going to be a very expensive, if we decide to put guards at this place and make it convenient for people to get in, we could easily spend $600,000, $800,000.
And you still have that problem with cell phones, like you said,
Right,
because
and all the things
obviously the public's going to need cell
Your paperwork,
phones.
your briefcase, your backpacks, everything you have is going to be
You're still gonna-
searched, and it's just unreasonable. And I don't feel, do you feel any threat sitting here? Have you felt threat since you've been in office?
Not at all.
Not at all. I don't feel any threat. So, I just want to pass that on, that as a commissioner and a part of this building, and I sat on that board for 3 years and supported that we take the signs down, that I'd
feel less stress, John. I'd feel less stress if somebody that had approval for concealed carry were sitting in the audience
right.
with his revolver.
Right. Yeah, especially.
I think this commission is on the same page. It's just whether the rest of we don't know where we are.
I mean, I read about a man on the city commission that just seems to be scared to death, and I'm not scared to death. And like I said, I would be more safe if maybe one of our audience responsible people, if somebody came in, they'd be a little less scared to come in if they knew there was a weapon.
The one thing that I learned, I am on the airport, or excuse me, I always get those, don't know why that authority word just trips me up. The building authority. And because it's going to become law July 1st of 2017, it was brought up that with the election happening in November and everybody taking office in January, that the new legislators that will come in next January can possibly overturn that. So even though right now it's slated for July 1, that could change as well. And I think I heard some conversation at the meeting that this could possibly even become, if it hasn't already, a campaign or a platform from those that are running for election right now as to what to do with the law that's going to be in effect July 1st of 17. So I'm sure that within the next few months, as the campaign trails get really hot, with November just being a stone's throw away, we will probably hear more about this, especially with the legislators that are running for the state of Kansas.
While you've got the mic, if you're good about reminding us about what happened upstairs.
Yes.
So
besides voting on we voted to reject the oil lease upstairs. Another thing I thought, since there's so many people watching at home, we also decided to award a bid to J&J Drainage Products, a company. This is for a new corrugated steel pipe arch, and end sections. This will come out of our corrugated metal pipe account. The award was for $8,724, and I just wanted the public to be aware of that. I'm sure it'll be reported on the website and through the other media, but since there's people watching us at home, I wanted to let them know what we decided on upstairs earlier today.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any other announcements for today?
I have an announcement. This is from the first Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court, John Jay. And he said, "Providence has given to our people the choice of their rulers, and it is their duty as well as their privilege and interest of our Christian nation to select and prefer Christians for their rulers."
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We are adjourned.